What is up guys, this is Tito back with another video on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and today in this video I'm gonna be reviewing the cameras of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So let's begin and let's see how much better it has been when compared to the previous Redmi Note series. Now in this video I'm gonna also show you some samples of the 64 megapixels and also which is downscaled the normal pictures of like the 16 megapixels, and every picture I'll zoom it in a little bit and you will see the details of it. So let's begin. This is the perspective of the wide angle lens, this is the perspective of the main 64 megapixel camera, and this is the perspective when you switch to the 2x mode, that is just a zoomed in picture of the 64 megapixel mode. Let me also mention the device has not been moved while taking these three pictures. Here I was walking towards the vessel and this is how it looks like. This was the sunset time. On this one you can get an idea if you're directly facing the sun how it will look while it's sunsetting time. Now this picture I took in the 64 megapixel mode and you can see the details and you can read out the text. And in this picture it was evening time, so it is a little bit dark, but yeah, you can also see the time if you want to. And this is again a 64 megapixel picture, you can see the details of it. Here there was a spotlight in front of Rabindranath Tagore's statue and that's how it looks like. And this is again a totally artificial lighting situation picture. This one is totally in daylight and you can look at the details. Again, this one is completely in artificial lighting situation. And this one again with the daylight situation, close-up subject. And again a selfie with the rear camera. And with the 64 megapixel sensor in this picture, you can really see the focal length of it. If you go close to a subject, the background really gets blurry. And here in this picture, you can see the dynamic range. Again, a very beautiful plants picture with the rear camera. And one more. This one is quite the greenery. And this one is a 64 megapixel camera again. Let me zoom it in. Just notice how much details are there when you capture a 64 megapixel picture. Now this picture of the 200D I took in my room, and with the lights over here it looks bright, but yes, definitely it has a lot of details even though I got real close to the camera. A selfie when the sun was setting with the front camera of course. Again another selfie in daytime. Another portrait selfie and you can see how much blur it does with the software kind of bokeh effect. This is another selfie without portrait mode, and this is another picture when light was not directly on my face, and this is a completely indoor lighting situation picture. There was low light, that's why there is the softness, and this picture is in my room and you can see the bokeh effect with the portrait selfie. Right now let me show you the super macro samples over here and just notice how good the chicken tikka looks. A close-up of the honeycombs, and as you are noticing for scale, this is of my mouse. And of course, if you're blown out with that, press F. Again, another sample of the super macro lens and a USB Type-C port close-up with the super macro lens. A micro SD card. This is a micro USB port. Just notice the details of it. And here is the front camera of the Redmi K20 Pro, which is a pop-up selfie camera by the way. Talking about focusing with the rear camera in indoor lighting conditions, you can see this is how fast it focuses right now in the indoor lighting conditions. Just notice how fast it focuses when I move my hand right in front of the camera. This is with the main rear camera by the way, 64 megapixels. Now I'm gonna switch to the rear camera videos over here. Now this video is shot with the 1080p 30 fps mode and I was on a vessel. And the audio I'm recording later, this is not the audio with the phone of course, and this is how it looks like. And this video is shot in portrait mode, slowed down in post, and this is how good it looks like. With the 1080p 30 fps mode by the way. So this video I'm shooting with the front camera of the Redmi Note 10 Pro and this is how it looks like. And the resolution I'm shooting at is 1080p 30 fps of course. And this is how it looks like if I pan like this. So you can see the colors, there is one tube light turned on over there and this is how it looks. I would say the quality of the front camera is good enough for basic normal video usage, and this is in indoor lighting conditions completely, not like any daylight is not coming over here. And if I just walk a little bit, this is how it looks when I'm like walking by just handholding the device like this, and you can see, and the audio coming out is of course from the internal mic of the device. This is how much wide you can get with the wide angle lens, that is the 8 megapixel one I guess, and you can shoot up to 1080p 30 fps videos with this wide angle camera. And this is how it looks like when you go or when you switch to the wide angle camera lens, and you can hear the audio which is coming from the internal mic of course. And yeah, I have two tube lights turned on over there and there is one over there. I just turned them on because this camera needs a little bit more light. If I turn two of them over here, and I just have one tube light right now, and this is how it looks over here with the wide angle lens right now, and you can see how much it covers. I'm just like holding the phone in my hand, so if you want to use it in vlogging, you can get an idea about this camera. This is a front camera sample video, and I'm shooting this with like 1080p 30 fps, the max settings you can, and you are hearing the internal mic's audio. And this is how it looks like in daylight conditions, and the sun is about to set, and this is how it looks like. It's evening time, like 4:56 p.m. so yeah, you can see I'm moving right now, and you can get an idea about the stabilization when I'm moving like this handheld. This is a sample footage of the 1080p 60 fps, and you can see how smooth it is when I'm panning. And if I go close to a subject, you can notice the focusing. Now if you are vlogging with this camera, and I mean the rear camera, this is how it should look like, and it is being shot with the 64 megapixel sensor and at 1080p 60 fps. If you are vlogging, this will look like this, and as you are noticing, the dynamic range and stuff should be good enough, and the audio is being recorded with the internal mic of course. And I'm just walking, you can notice how much is the EIS working. Another sample footage of 1080p 30 fps, because on this the EIS should work better. And this is how it looks like with the main rear camera, the 64 megapixel one. If I'm walking, this is how it looks like. Again, the audio is being recorded with the internal mic of course, and when I'm walking, this is how it should look. I'm not directly facing the sun right now, but this is pretty much 5 p.m. at the afternoon, so you can see right now the sun is like about to set, and this is how it should look like. I hope the focusing and stuff should be good enough. Now one more good thing is you can take this dual video if you want to for some reason, and you can take the picture basically or the video basically with the rear and the front camera both. You can also change the position of them just like this, and this is how it looks like. And of course my face you are watching from the front camera, and you are watching also the rear camera as well. So this is how it looks like. Pretty good, I would say. This is sample footage of the super macro camera, and as you are noticing, this is a video, and here as you are noticing, you can go really close to a subject. This is on the back of the Redmi K20 Pro. Just notice how close you can get to the subject with the super macro lens, and you can't even see the things that you see here with this close up of a camera. The macro lens is just amazing in my opinion. Talking about the slow-mo videos, you can shoot up to 720p 960 fps, but as soon as you switch to the 1080p mode, you will only get 120 fps. So in my opinion, it's better to use the 720p 960 fps. And with the front camera as well, you can take slow-mo videos, but that is limited up to 120 fps for both the 720p and 1080p. A quick fun fact is that the super macro lens actually moves. I have seen it moving when I'm focusing it. So that is a really amazing thing. If you notice closely, you can see it, I guess, here in this video. If you ask me personally, I would say this is the best value deal you can get just for the cameras of a device under 17,000 rupees. You are not gonna get this kind of camera in any other device pretty much, and the cameras are one of the best out there for this price segment. Yes, there is the 108 megapixel Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. If you have the budget, go for it, but I would say for 17,000 or even the base variant is 16,000 rupees, I would say the Redmi Note 10 Pro is a really amazing value for money deal if you're looking for a really perfect camera phone. The 64 megapixel camera is a rocker. Only I would say the 8 megapixel ultra wide is a bummer that does not shoot good quality pictures at all. And I would say I did not even click any of them because it doesn't look good pretty much. But you can for sure use the 2x mode over here. That is just a cropped image from the 64 megapixel sensor. And of course the selfies look definitely good to me at least. And you are getting pretty much amazing smartphone cameras over here for this price again. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this camera review of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Let me know in the comments again what do you guys think about this video too. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Please share it with your friends if you feel like. This is Chiro from KTN Tech signing off for today, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Until next time, do subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. Bye bye now.